I want you to think about some of the top companies in the world. Name it, like Amazon, Tesla, SpaceX, Google, Microsoft, any name. I want you to think that you are your country's government. Would you let these companies inside your country to operate? Yes or no? The answer to this question lies in a big discussion, and that is what we're going to look at in today's video. Hi friends, welcome to Econverse. I'm Abrar and I'm a fellow student who has topped in my GCSE Economics exam last year in Oman. On this channel, we make learning economics simpler, clearer, and hopefully a lot more fun. In this video, we're going to be looking at multinational companies and how governments look at them. So let's get straight into it. In this video, we are going to be looking at MNCs, multinational companies. MNC is a business organization that produces in more than one country. The key part here is more than one country. So it produces in multiple nations and thus is a multinational company. Mostly these are public limited companies or even state-owned enterprises. So now let's just quickly look at the benefits of being an MNC. Why any firm may aspire to be a MNC. Number one, you save your costs. Cost saving through economies of scale such as bulk buying. You avoid restrictions and laws through power. And then lastly, you can access many grants, incentives, etc. because you employ many people and thus the government would be willing to help you. Now let us analyze the impacts of MNCs on a host country. So the impacts of an MNC on a host country, let's look at both the angles of it. First, let us consider the positive side. So the positive impacts of an MNC on a host country, firstly, massive positive is employment. It always ensures that there's employment of the youth in the country, and there's output that's being produced, and for the output produced, the home country will now receive tax revenue from the MNC. Number three, you have technology as one of the massive benefit, because now you have technology transfer within your own country. You're benefiting from the new technology that the MNC can bring in. Then you have infrastructure development. Now these MNCs would be willing to spend their money on infrastructure, etc., and this could have a massive external benefit on other firms as well in the economy. Now let us look at some of the negative impacts of them. Some of the negative impacts of an MNC would be the fact that there is environmental damage. Now whenever you have an MNC, they can buy factories and they can buy huge acres of land which can create deforestation, etc. Then you have loss of jobs in domestic firms. Now this is because whenever you have an MNC, it can come and look to monopolize the market, to dominate, and this would lead to domestic firms going out of business and thus people going unemployed. Then you have profit leakage, which is where the MNC will always give some portion of its profit to its main firm, to its main economy, or as such you could say, like the main branch of the firm, which is its home country. And thus there's a leakage of the profit rather than it being used in the country itself. Then they can put pressure on governments. Now whenever you're an MNC owner, you essentially have a lot of power, and thus you can pressure governments using MNC lobbying, which could significantly impact government policy making. So now we've looked at the impacts of an MNC in a host country. And this brings the most key question here. This brings the question, should they allow an MNC? Should they allow an MNC to enter? And this is the key question you should ask yourself as young economists. Would you prioritize your environment or would you prioritize your employment? And the answer to this lies in firstly the context of the economy, and number two, a cost benefit analysis. Any economist would try to weigh down the costs, the benefits of this, and try and think which one outweighs the other, and thus use that to make a decision. Personally, in my view, I would always allow an MNC. Let me know what you think.
If you think you enjoyed this video and it helped you understand economics better, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join the Econverse. I'll see you again in the next video where we would be completing the whole of the GCSE Economics library. So I just have one favor to ask of every single one who's watching this video. Make sure to share this along to every single one of your friends. Share the whole channel along so that they can see the entire GCSE Economics library in one place just like you did. I'll see you again in the next video.